Are you ready? Because within short time, a very important celestial event happens that can and will impact you and all of us in one way, shape, or form. I'm Kian, the one with the sun. Today the sun shines at 2 degrees Pisces. And in 3 days, in a short notice, in short period of time, we will have Mars going direct, standing still in the sky at the height of its power. We have been in Mars retrograde since December. And maybe you have felt like there are some things that you want to accomplish or get done. But there has been a frustration involved with you moving forward and implementing your plans. But in 3 days' time, that energy will give way into something new, something powerful. Now, anytime any planet stations to go retrograde or direct, it is at the height of its power. And Mars, being a planet that has been in retrograde since December, will be no different. Now, I like this energy, but at the same time, there may be a little bit of frustration because even though Mars may be going direct and stationing direct on the 23rd, there may be some frustration in forward movement. But the good news is, as soon as Mars begins its direct motion, then we will see a very visible, noticeable difference in moving forward, in going towards our desires. Our passion will be rekindled. And this is one of my favorite things, as Mars is the planet of action, of our will. Now, being that it is in the sign of Cancer, it has been tricky because Mars in its archetype is a planet that is not about emotion, but simply action. And Cancer is a sign that rules and governs our emotions because it is ruled by the planet, astrological planet of the moon, the fastest moving astrological planet. Have you ever wondered why your thoughts and your emotions, moon being your emotions and thoughts, are so quick to come and go? And that is simply because the planets that rule the thoughts and emotions, Mercury and the moon respectively, are the fastest moving planets in astrology. I'm certainly excited for Mars going direct. It's in my 7th house of relationships, and it might be in a different house for you. Depending on what house that is, that could have been an area of life where things slowed down considerably and you had to revisit your excitement, your passions, your will, what gets you going, what gets you fired up. After the 23rd, but not necessarily on the 23rd because that is when we are stationing direct. After the 23rd, we will have finally some forward movement in that area of life. And Mars being in my 7th house of relationships, I have certainly felt its retrograde motion because, well, let's just say relationships and the relationships that have been in my life Shout out to Dean Davis and shout out to MD for joining. Dean Davis says, damn, are you hosting the Zodiac Oscar Awards tonight? You know, maybe. That's actually a great idea. Maybe we should host the Zodiac Oscar Awards. And on that topic, I think one of the planets that, or the signs that deserves a Zodiac Oscar Award would probably be Cancer. If you have Sun, Moon, or Rising in Cancer, finally this energy gives way and you can move forward into fulfilling those desires, those passions, those dreams. Now, I'm going to talk about all 12 zodiac signs. When it comes to Aries, your home environment, okay, this is Sun, Moon, or Rising. Your home environment, your family, maybe you've had some family drama that you're finally moving forward from. Or something from the past finally gets resolved. Taurus, your third house. Okay, so your siblings, your cousins, your day-to-day commutes, this will finally give way. Gemini, your second house, finances, all right, your values. Maybe you were revisiting some values that you have put in place, and now, whether it's money or values or your gifts and talents, there will be finally forward motion in that area of life. Cancer, this is all about you. This is the self. Your looks, your appearances. Hopefully you didn't make too much of a drastic change when it comes to your looks, your appearances. Leo. Wow, endings. Some powerful endings for my Leos out there that are going to happen. Virgo. Your circle of friends, community, your long-term visions, goals, and the fruition of your career. Now you will see some forward movement with that. Libra. Libra, this is your career. I'm a Libra sun, so we'll see how this plays out in my career. Your career, your social standing, your most public-facing self will begin to change. You will finally move forward in the direction of maybe a different career path or something that benefits you in the lines of your work. Scorpio, long distance travel, learning, higher education, maybe legal battles as well. This will begin to make way. Sagittarius, transformation, okay, psychology. How you allow people to come into your circle of influence, of your most intimate circle is your 8th house. And that will definitely switch. Maybe there are some issues, some things regarding institutions and money you borrow that will certainly give way. I'm trying to think of all the signs. This is a little bit of mental processing. Scorpio, Sagittarius, ooh, Capricorn. Capricorn, me, Capricorn rising. Your 7th house of relationships. Some direction, chosen direction that you have been reviewing when it comes to your relationships, you are going to start moving forward from the 23rd on. Aquarius, your health, your day-to-day routine. Maybe some of these, maybe you might have been visiting your health, your day-to-day routine, revisiting that, and now it is finally time to move forward in that respect. And finally, Pisces, your heart of hearts when it comes to also children, creative projects. These are also going to start having some forward momentum from the 23rd on. Now, under today's sky, the sun was shining at 2 degrees Pisces. So, as we continue moving forward to Aries season, we are going to start wrapping up loose ends, tying up loose ends, and finally moving towards a grand rebirth. You know, I really like Aries season, and I've mentioned this in one of my videos as well. Spring is the true new year. Okay, why is that? Because the sun is reborn. Think about winter. Everything dies. And in the spring, there is this burst of vitality that begins to permeate all of life. So, my biggest Pisces season tip is to wrap up those loose ends. What no longer serves you? What self-sabotaging behavior can you leave behind? Because once we hit Aries season, it is a big rebirth. And that is the most excellent time, the most opportune time for anybody, for all of us out there, to plant new seeds and create new goals. When it comes to New Year's resolutions, my favorite time to create them is always during Aries season. Speaking of Pisces, I'm in front of a lake. You can see the reflection of the water in the camera. Now, as we progress in Pisces season, emotions, right, going with the flow, tuning into that still silent voice within will benefit you tremendously, because it is through Pisces season and through this time that we are making big closures. And in order to do that, don't we have to listen to our intuition, to that small, still voice within? Because once Aries season comes around, big rebirth. You have realized what you needed to realize, because anywhere the sun goes in astrology, in transits, that is wherein our present focus, our consciousness, it's like a flashlight that goes around the zodiac, which is also why a lot of people identify with their sun sign, because it is the most accessible. And also, I would argue the moon as well, because the moon rules our emotions. And what would the human experience be without emotions? I like this season too because it is a water sign. Okay, shout out to all my water signs out there. And water signs will benefit tremendously from this Mars stationing direct. So from this Sunday forward, whatever has been frustrating you, holding you back emotionally, maybe some emotional truth that you have been wrestling with, right? Because Mars is the god of war after all, and it is a sign that rules, a planet that rules fights, war, conflict, wrestling, maybe, definitely wrestling. Once we hit the 23rd, go for it. Specifically, after Mars leaves the sign of Cancer, I think this would be even more opportune because it's going to go into fellow fire sign, Leo, and Mars loves the fire. Of course, I will tell you guys every step of the way what the transits are so that we are all in unison with the harmony that is the cosmos. Under tonight's sky, specifically the date is the 20th, I believe. Today we had Mercury square Jupiter, okay? This brings a lot of optimism into our ideas, especially that Jupiter and Mercury are in what's called a mutual reception. So Mercury is in Pisces, which is the ancient ruler of Jupiter. And then Jupiter is in Gemini, which is the ruler of Mercury. So these two energies that were playing out in the sky kind of depend on each other. They're receptive to each other. If you felt overly optimistic, maybe that is why. When it comes to ideas, when it comes to opportunities at hand, I'm really excited for this energy to play out. It did for me personally. And how I did it, guess how I did it, right? Gemini rules social media. Mercury in Pisces. Pisces rules visions, dreams, ideas. And with this kind of energy, what did I do today? I am officially broadcasting short clips from these lives to all of my social medias. Okay, so anything Jupiter touches, aspects, usually blows that thing out of proportion, right? We want to be careful of being too idealistic, right? For example, in terms of what I am up to, I think I'm in it for the long run, this thing that we're doing right here. You know, there's no quick fixes under an energy like this. Like, you might have big grand visions, but just remember to be rooted in reality. And I'm excited for Mercury to continue its transit through the sign of Pisces, because it is eventually going to meet Saturn in the sky. And of course, I'll be here to speak about it every step of the way. But when this happens, whatever grand vision or idea that you had will take form more so. Maybe I'm speaking to myself, but, you know, I think I'm speaking to all of us out there, because the cosmos indefinitely influence what is below. As above, so below. So I would definitely be mindful of that. Okay, so whatever ideas, whatever you put into motion today, because squares represent action, 90-degree angles, right? Or motivation. And usually squares with Jupiter, they have this excessive optimistic tone to them, which is good. You know, it pushes us forward. I will definitely let you guys know when that Mercury-Saturn conjunction is, as I think it will be important. Shout out to Christus in the chat. Dean Davis says, big March energy. Let's go. And it's true. March is going to be one for the books, guys. This is a big month as Neptune leaves Pisces. Okay, we're wrapping up this age of Pisces so that we can commit to the age of Aquarius, of universal brotherhood, of unity, of enlightenment, and just a lot of progression when it comes to society at large. Pluto in Aquarius is bringing to light all things that deal with what has kept us separate and in the dark as a humanity. I'm excited for that too. In March, we also have Venus going retrograde in Aries, starting in Aries, going back into Pisces, which I am excited about. And it is going to conjunct Neptune and Saturn along the way, and the North Node along the way. So in March, we have a date with destiny. So in 3 days, be prepared for momentum to start picking up in the area of life in which Mars has been retrograde. We're chilling by the lake in honor of Pisces season. Today's live is going to be short and sweet, as I do have to go. What did the sun reveal to you today? Make sure you guys leave it in the chat or in the comments below. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, as this helps these videos greatly. I'm already in love with Pisces season. It's already been fantastic. And I am definitely looking forward to Mars going direct, to Pisces season continuing, and for all of our dreams to come true. Make sure you guys are subscribed and have the notification on so you never miss a live stream. And thank you for being one with the sun. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. May God bless you all. May this Mars direct bring you much needed forward momentum. And I will see you guys tomorrow.